afternoon, Mark Anthony here from SiGMA TV. Today with me is Maxime from Welcome Tomorrow. How are you, Maxime?
I'm doing fine, thank you. What about you?
Thank you very much for coming today. Maxime, I have a few questions for you just to understand a little bit more Welcome Tomorrow and its contribution also into the African market. Maxime, tell us a bit about Welcome Tomorrow. What's the difference from traditional marketing agencies?
Yeah, this is an interesting question. So, most marketing agencies today are very fragmented in the ways they operate marketing, right? So you're going to work with media agencies that do like media really well, for example, Google and Meta. You're going to work with creative agencies who do creatives extremely well, so they build videos or images, for example. You're going to work with data partners, etc. And there's too much fragmentation in the industry today, which has been built over the last 20 years in the marketing industry. So I would say a main difference with traditional marketing agencies is that we break the silos. We take these three pillars that are data, media, and creatives under one roof.
Okay.
And this enables us to build sustainable compounding growth for our customers.
Thank you very much, Maxime. So, what services do you actually offer then?
Cool. Yeah. So I can dive into data, media, and creatives. Data is everything about measurement and analytics. So you want to understand what's happening online, right? And on data, I think you can segment with web and app. Mm-hmm. On web, we do mostly implementation of GA4, like these solutions like Google Analytics or other web measurement solutions that enable customers to really understand what's happening on their websites. On app, we work with other kinds of solutions like Adjust or Apps Flyer, for example, that enable app customers to understand which campaigns bring most value to their mobile app. Right?
Okay.
So this is data. If I look at media, most people know about it. Media is operating paid media channels like Google, Meta, TikTok, Snap, X, and all of these channels that are actually, if managed well, really powerful to bring you new users and retain users, right? So develop your brand and develop your revenue. What I realized is that media usually is not executed that well. People do it, they just execute. They don't challenge their customers when I look at agencies. And we do media in a different way, where we really start from a top approach with business objectives. We understand where people want to go with their business, and then we execute the right media strategies. And the last thing is creatives. Creatives are actually 70% of your marketing performance. Did you know about this?
Of course.
You knew? Okay, cool. That's amazing. So most people, I tell this to, are not that aware about it, right? They underinvest in creatives, and they look at creatives in a very siloed way, right? So graphic designers build beautiful content, but they don't open Meta or Google. They don't open the channels. They don't read and look at it as a data. And then they won't really have a data-driven approach when it comes to building creatives. So the way we build creatives is taking data and media into account to build the right creatives that will perform on the channels, and also to learn and iterate from our different tests and measurements. By creatives also mean content, which is SEO, by the way.
SEO.
So it's content and creatives, which is text, images, and videos.
Amazing. Max, thank you very much for elaborating on that one. Well, Welcome Tomorrow was founded in 2021. Very recent. In these 3 years, what can you say was your biggest achievement?
Yeah, we have changed so much. So I built a company in France back in the days, in Paris in 2021, and that was another time. Like in 2022, most of our customers started to be in Africa, and we started to pivot towards the continent. In 2023, we relocated the company here with a headquarters in Cape Town. We started to hire teams in Kenya. Now we're growing a lot. So I think our biggest achievement is probably being able to sign some of the major brands on the continent. We work with some large enterprise customers and have really good success with them. And I think this is super cool, right? I'm non-African, and I'm the only non-African in my team, you know. And we are really building something that's localized. We want to localize advanced growth marketing for emerging markets. I think so far we have success, and we work with amazing brands with tremendous success. So yeah, I'm super happy about this.
Super. Thank you very much for saying that. Well, Welcome Tomorrow's mission, as far as I have researched, is to help companies accelerate their growth, okay, and digital, of course. So, can you elaborate a little bit on this for me? How do you utilize technology and the service that you actually offer?
Yeah, so So I think there's two things. When it comes to technology, we use what's provided, right? We don't want to reinvent the wheel, right? Again, if you look at media, Google and Meta's algorithms are already amazing. We don't need to reinvent the wheel and put layers on top. I don't think this is efficient. But we use AI a lot, right? We have the luck to be an agency that is born in the post AI world, right? Which means we don't have massive teams to do one simple task, like building creatives, for example, right? Like you look at a lot of traditional agencies, it's an army of people, very, very manual, and AI is going to probably shake them a little bit. So the luck we have here is that we have really embraced AI in data, so we have better insights, we spend less time plugging pipes, but more time having insights and predictive analytics, which is absolutely amazing, right? And we don't want to tell to our customers, hey, we spend X amount of time, etc., because we have AI or not AI. The idea is, what is the value we're able to deliver? How do we help people to grow faster and better, right? And AI helps us for this. For creative production, studying the whole industry, and we use it a lot. And when it comes to media, again, there's smart bidding, automation everywhere, which we embrace a lot too. So I think the first thing in terms of tech is that we're really AI-driven. I believe so firmly in this. It's changing the industry radically. If you look at a year ago and now, it has changed a lot. And I think in a year from now, we won't even shoot videos and images, right? We're not building actually African models with AI because they don't exist. If you go on Adobe Stock or Getty Images, you don't find African people. So you find, like, if you look for black people, you're going to find black American people. But do you find people in Kenya, in Nigeria, South Africa? It's extremely different cultures, ways to dress, and to look. And you don't find this on image banks. So this is what we're building with AI, for example. And business-wise, I think there's something very, very, very important, is that we don't just execute. You know, when you look at most marketing partners, customers are going to tell them, I want X, Y, Z to be done, and the agency is going to do it. I think then you're just chasing just chasing a mission, and you become an executant. What we do is that we tell customers what to do. We challenge them. We act as a trusted growth partner and advisor, and we don't just execute. If you tell us build a campaign here, we will probably tell you why they want to build a campaign here. We would actually invest budget on this other place, so we would do things differently. This is pretty. Yeah, I think a different way we do things.
I enjoy the process of your company. I mean, I am very pro AI. Of course, knowing that at the end of the day, you always need that human approval. You know, so at the end of the day, your company gets to put their touch on the product, regardless of what AI is actually doing. It does optimize, it does make things faster, but of course, there is your way of actually finalizing it and approving it for your client. So big up for that.
You know, I will tell you one thing for AI. I like to call it augmented reality with AI, not augmented intelligence, not augmented reality. So AI usually is artificial intelligence. This is what people say. I think augmented intelligence is much better because AI complements much better with humans, right? So you use any AI tool to get a first draft or to make research and have things really fast, but then the last thing you're going to have is a human adding a very unique touch, right? And some excitement to a content, for example. So it's more augmented intelligence than artificial intelligence for me.
Artificial intelligence. Brilliant. And I'm guessing that your clientele also understands this, because when you do onboard them, of course, you also bring them into the culture of the company, which makes them very comfortable to doing business with you. Maxime, I have one last question for you. Let's talk about SiGMA Africa now. What are your hopes, okay, of achieving in this expo this time around?
Yeah, so I came here first to talk, as I was invited as a speaker. Really cool talk actually on AI, and I had lots of insights to ship. But mostly for me, it's getting inspiration. You know, I think there's tons of amazing brands here that are super interesting. They develop new games, new technologies, and new approaches to grow. And I want to meet people and come with an approach of being a learner. You know, in this kind of events, I can learn so much. So yes, I think for me it's mostly prospecting, opening my eyes, looking at everything around us, and seeing what can infuse our strategy moving forward.
Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, this was Welcome Tomorrow. Maxime, thank you very much for stopping by and for adding value to our show. I'll be seeing you on the floor. My pleasure.